How's it going, guys? My name's Mick Ambrose. You're watching All About Tech. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about exchanges in regards to Electroneum. I know it's been quite a hot topic as such, because it has been slow. Things have been progressing, but not as quick as what the community would like. And I'd just like to address a few facts, well, a few points from it, really. Once again, I've got some notes of what I want to talk about, and let me just move it up so I don't have to be turning a lot. First things first, there's a new exchange called Bits BNS. It's if I change the scene to the capture scene, it is this one here. It's an Indian exchange. This is it. In terms of trade volume, for Electroneum it's not that much. 32,000 trade volume in the last 24 hours, and their price isn't taken into CoinMarketCap's price. As you can see, it's much higher than the rest of the prices at 338. In terms of this exchange, most of their volume goes on Ripple, obviously with Ripple doing their partnerships in India and Saudi Arabia and that. So it looks like a good exchange. It looks like it's been designed quite nicely. I'm not going to go into loads of detail about this exchange, because it is a new exchange, but it's not a huge exchange. But it is good for the people in India to be able to have access to Electroneum. So as news comes out, it will become more and more popular, and the trade volume will go up. In terms of exchanges, that an exchange that is online, but currently only online for like ICO holders, is the next exchange. Now this exchange has so much potential, it's unreal. I've signed up. I wasn't part of the ICO, but I signed up, and I'm looking through all their different different tabs and stuff, and it just feels so easy to use. If you go into like the token market, it's so clear. Like next to anybody could use it, and that's clearly one of the reasons as to why Electroneum decided to go with Next Exchange, because at the moment that ETN's in the top 10 of their trade volume, and they literally have so many. They've listed quite a lot. Next Exchange, considering it's still in beta, and when it is fully publicly launched, they even have a withdrawal mode for PayPal, which makes monetizing your cryptocurrency when you sell it that ever so easier. And this is going to play in Electroneum's favour when the mass market do get involved. And I think this could potentially be one of the best exchanges online, because it has so much potential. Like I said, it's so easy to use. That's all I really have to say about Next Exchange. At the moment, for my recommendation, I would go with KuCoin, because like I said in one of my previous videos, it looks so easy to use, and I've actually traded some Electroneum on here now, and it is easy to use. You simply sign up, confirm your documents, and you're ready to go. You have to wait for it to be verified, but whilst you're waiting for it to be verified, you can still trade. You can still deposit. You can still trade. I'm not 100% certain about withdrawing, but they've activated the withdrawals for Electroneum today, I believe. It was either today or yesterday. But you go in, obviously you have to be signed in, but you sign in and then it automatically picks out the best price for you, and then you just choose how much you want to buy and click buy. Or if you're selling, sell. It's as simple as that. Um, and like I said in my last video about KuCoin, it's very well laid out. This is my recommended exchange for Electroneum right now, as it stands right now, with all the exchanges out for Electroneum. So that's all I really wanted to talk about in terms of current exchanges. Now, why has exchanges been slow? So one of the reasons I'm going to go into is obviously Michael Stellaire, the person that was hired by Electroneum as an advisor. He was specifically hired to help Electroneum get on major exchanges. And as you're all aware, he is the CEO of Titanium. Now, obviously, he has to manage his time how the best he can. If he's an advisor for Electroneum, he still has that responsibility. But when Titanium got hacked, obviously, as any CEO of a company that's hacked would do, you would put you would put everything else on the back burner and go straight to that 100% focus on that. So he hasn't been doing anything in terms of exchanges for Electroneum, and you can completely understand why. I mean, I'm very sorry to hear that Titanium was hacked and that they were a target of a hack, but it happens, and very understandably he went and sorted that, which he did sort out very well. Now, I'm not invested in Titanium, but the way he just dropped everything and sorted that out for his investors, for his customers, is a really good thing. And now that that's pretty much sorted, I mean, I know that there's still investigations going on, but now he can start to put in a bit more time back into getting Electroneum on exchanges. So expect to see more exchange news coming in the coming weeks as he frees up a bit more time to be able to do that. So that's a reason why it could be slow. Well, that's a reason why things would have slowed down in terms of exchanges. It's definitely going to have an effect. And then the last point really about exchanges is that we shouldn't be impatient when it comes to exchanges, because exchanges are under a lot of pressure to make sure that they list valuable cryptocurrencies, and cryptocurrencies that aren't scams, and they're not and that they're valuable. So what I mean by this is that exchanges have to audit coins and tokens before they get listed. And in terms of Electroneum, because it's a coin and not an ERC token from the Ethereum blockchain, which they can just list one after the other. With this, because it's a privacy coin, it has to be audited in a way so that they do their like consumer protection, and they have a duty of care to do that as well, to protect their customers. Now, obviously, Electroneum is a huge project with over 1 million users, and it's massive, and they know that, but they still have to follow that strict procedure, because they will have policies in place on how they list cryptocurrencies onto their exchanges. And another thing I want to just drill into people is that exchanges and announcements of exchanges can determine a bit of a price bump, but it doesn't influence the price of a cryptocurrency long term. It never does. And all it does is create more trade volume. So, and trade volume doesn't mean higher prices. It means more trade volume that will react to when there's news, good news and bad news. So it means that there's more money moving around, but it doesn't necessarily mean that there's more money coming into the market. So in terms of exchanges, we need to just be patient about it. It's not this isn't a long video. It's not necessarily the most important video in the world, but I do believe it's important to get across the current situation that Electroneum's in, and that it's not their fault when it comes to exchanges. Once they've applied for an exchange, that's pretty much as they can do. They pay their listing fees and then they just wait until it's their turn. In terms of other exchanges, I know that they wanted to really get listed without the need, but simply by being a great project that exchanges want to list Electroneum. And the fact that Next Exchange has listed them, and it's a really ambitious project, the Next Exchange, because they're focused on new users, because it's so easy to use. Their GUI is brilliant. By GUI I mean the graphical user interface, that how it's represented on the screen. It makes it so easy for new users, and that isn't easy to do. It takes talented developers to code that into a website, and it takes time. So they're still in beta, but I'm really looking forward to when that publicly launches to the public, especially considering the fact that Electroneum is a massive project that is looking for those huge numbers of users, and that links in really well with Next Exchange. So that's it on that I have to talk about on exchanges. I'd like to know what content you guys want me to bring out, so please comment on what you want me to cover, and I'll be sure to cover it as long as there's interest by the majority. Well, not necessarily the majority, but if a certain topic keeps being asked of, then I will definitely do that. So if you like this video, give it a like. If you loved this video, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, please do. It means the world to me. 200 subs, it's coming. Well, by the time this video releases, it will have happened. So happy 200 subs, everybody. If you've not entered the Electroneum giveaway, you must do that before Wednesday at 6 o'clock, I believe I said, GMT, London time, for your chance to win some Electroneum. All you got to do is comment on that video and subscribe to the channel and like that video. So please get involved. I appreciate it massively. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll check you guys out in the next video. Thanks very much. Have a good evening.